Hello, I am a real catfish, and today I am planning to do a bit of a long form video, but a video that's hopefully quite fun. You've seen me build a couple of tutorials, and you will probably see me do more tutorials on this world. However, this is my palace. I call it the palace, it's the original name, but this is my, generally speaking, this is my point where everything gets planned, everything gets done. This is a build that I look at and I go, wow, that is a really big, cool build. And this is the starting point, and I've used the copy and paste function to bring this across to a different area of the map so that I can actually build something with it. That's my end portal that has all my spaceships in it, which is quite cool. Over there, that's my transit system that gets me around the map, which I think is really cool. It's very useful. But the big things are, I am looking to start a kind of city build type thing. Now, it's not a city in the sense of being modern skyscrapers, but more a case of both a gigantic city alongside it being also some sort of mythical, unrealistic builds. So for example, this is probably the most perfect build example I can give, is the palace. I have based this upon, it was something called like the Mahatashi Palace, which is apparently a Hindu myth, I believe. Really cool. Basically, I saw an image of this in like the biggest buildings or something like that, some kind of like listed thing where it just showed a whole collection of different buildings from things that aren't real. So for example, it showed like Scrooge McDuck's mansion or the Jedi Temple or stuff like that, where it just showed these gigantic buildings and just how big they were in scale. And I saw this palace, and then I looked it up on YouTube, on Google, and I found loads of images of this really amazing looking palace, and well, I just had to build it. If I put it to night, for example, it has also got not quite finished at the top, but you get the idea. It's got the torches, it's well lit, and at the minute as well, a big thing that I am doing on is working on the interior. So for example, if you've been on my world before, you'll know that there is this elevator which gets you about, but then with the other palace, in fact, you know what, I'm just going to show it. So we're going to quickly go into the end. This is going to be a bit of a long form video, and I will be actually building some things. As I say, I'm getting to a point, but you can see my Acclimator, Delta 7, Imperial Landing Craft, Lambda, TIE Defender, TIE Advanced, TIE Fighter. One of those must be a TIE Bomber then. That's the TIE Bomber then. TIE Dagger, you've got my red Imperial Star Destroyer in the distance, you've got my normal Imperial Star Destroyer there. In my city build test, I was actually building a Venator, but I ran out of steam with that a while ago. But so here is the spawn point for this world. Now you may recognise something and prepare yourself, but it's the palace. However, this palace is different to the other palace in the sense that, and I'm going to give a bit of a industry secret away here, but this palace is not got an interior or a back. So all that's there is just the front, and the idea is that people coming into the world will just, obviously they'll spawn here, and they'll just walk in and up the stairs. I originally did have a whole bunch of spaceships there, however what happened was people kept spawning and then going straight for the spaceships and not actually looking here, which is where I want them to go. Because originally it was meant to be a case of, oh yeah, look at the spaceships in the distance, but unless I put people's mode into survival only when they explore the world, or something like that, people just go immediately for the spaceships and go, wow, look at that, and they completely ignore this gigantic palace I've built. And the whole point is this palace is my way of getting people around. So it comes up here, I used soul sand, to do that. But as you can see, it's exactly the same build room area, except for the fact this doesn't have an elevator upstairs. But you've got the end portal, which I think that's just an amazing little thing there. Look at that, it's so cool. And then you've got a nether portal. So the nether portal is the way we get around. Now, as you can see, the way you spawn in the nether portal is you're meant to go to the other side of the map. As you can see here, there are a couple of builds that I do have that are that way, such as my city build, Endor, Hoth, anything like that. But you're not meant to go that way, you're meant to go the other way, which is this way. This is the way to the Palace 2.0, so the one that actually has a back and a front. And I've spent a little while building it. So the idea is with this palace, the big difference you've got is it has sides and backs. As I say, the palace isn't done yet. For example, this top bit here, I like what I've done with the glass. It keeps it interesting, it keeps it unique, but the interior is not done yet, and I don't know what to quite put in there. So if you guys have any ideas about what I should put in my room, it's not really my room, but my kind of penthouse type building here. There's a Star Destroyer, nothing to worry about there. Down here is going to be a landing pad, so I'm going to have a couple of spaceships in here. That's like a TIE fighter, maybe a couple of other random ship designs. I might even do a couple of build videos where I talk about and actually build things in this area. And then down here is, so it's going to be stairs coming down. So the idea will be that apart from the penthouse where I will be, which has the elevator in it, the only way up and down from here will be through stairs, which then go down to lead down to here. And then once again, in here, there'll be other stuff that you can then get around with. So I'm pretty sure that if I was to block here, yeah, it takes you into here. So we will be not doing anything with that at the minute because I have a plan and I have a want. So I have recently found a picture of Mount Olympus, which is the Greek god's home in mythology. And I've been looking at that picture and I've been thinking to myself that would be a really cool addition to what I'm doing here. So I've filled in a whole bunch of the floor with cobblestone. And I will be, one second. I will be then building this palace idea. Sorry, I'm just looking up the actual picture. Basically, this Olympus palace idea will be here. So each of the red marks, so the red mark here is the very middle, the red one here is the very edge of that build, and vice versa. Basically, I want to have it so that technically this area between is a kind of road, and it's going to be a bit of a massive road, obviously, but other build ideas I have will be a big shipping area, once again based upon this ancient / futuristic look. Already I have done a similar skyscraper type thing, where it basically was originally based upon the Jedi Temple, but then made to look a bit more evil. So I might use that general shape and build design to actually have a couple of other high-rise buildings that are just a bit more interesting. I want to have space traffic, I want to have stuff in the sky, I want to have stuff going about, I want to make it look big, futuristic and cool. And apart from this building here, which don't get me wrong is very cool, I want you guys to be there pretty much every step of the way. And these videos are going to mostly be unedited, they're going to just be me building with you guys sort of just there with me. So, yeah. Okay, so I have my picture up of what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to, you know what, I will keep actually using smooth sandstone, that one, smooth sandstone stairs, well, not really smooth stairs, but you get the idea. My big thing is I want this to be around about the same scale as what I'm going to build this. But the problem is I don't know how big I can actually make Mount Olympus look, because it is a slightly smaller looking build. However, I'm going to try my best. So, in the absolute middle, I am just going to put this block. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So just keep that as the absolute middle again. Right. 3, 5, 6, 7, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm then going to come over to this edge. See, my big thing is I'm trying to work out where I'm going to... You know what, actually, I'm going to use the other building as a bit of a inspiration for this. I'm just going to take it out so it's equally matched to here. So, thank goodness I've got this other building. But I'm going to quickly come around here. So that's at minus 23. Just so I have a general scale for where certain things are going to be. And there. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then this will count as the starting area for a wall. As I say, it might be similar colorations, and I think a lot of the builds are going to have a very similar set of colours. Oh, just realised, why would I do that? Right. Are going to have a very similar set of colours. Just to try and give a bit of continuality between them all. Bless me. We've all been in lockdown recently, which has not been fun. But I have finally got an actual recording equipment together, which is cool. I'm actually able to use my laptop properly, which is more than cool. It's epic. Let's see. Right, so I reckon that will be this. So I'm going to take this up quite a fair amount. And then I'm also going to do the same on this side. No, don't do that. Right, so that's that area. Next. Yeah, I will do that. Okay. Once again, this build is coming useful. I'm going to use it as just a general scale type thing. So I need to be at that height. So there you go, there's that. And then I'm going to just bring it across. And I'm going to use, because then what I can use is I can use these as scales. So I can then have it so that it looks similar in actual scale. So it feels like that build is sort of a similar size and scale to this build. So it doesn't feel like one's bigger or smaller than the other. Right, so there. How many blocks out is this? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 29. Cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 29 blocks. And then I'm going to come across again this way and do the same the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Was that 29 or did I do 28? I must have miscounted. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 29. Booyah! Okay, so this one is gonna go up again, but I'm going to do this at a slightly different height. So, I'm going to come back across this way, because of course I am. I'm going to do it up to this height. So, 32, love it. So what is going to happen is this is going to be, so basically this central area, what's going to happen is I'm going to try and visualize it for you. But at the top there, you can see it's got those pillar type things. It's very cool and it looks great. This one is going to be similar but slightly different. So it's going to have big pillars going up here, and then it's going to have a giant dome over the, that's the sun. It's going to have a giant dome above it. So I'm guessing it probably won't be the same height. It will be ever so slightly smaller than that build, but that's not an issue. It's still going to be a massive, giant build, and that's what I'm after. These areas are going to have pillars, and then it's going to have this area slightly off over here is then going to have its own square tower type things, and then they're going to have pillars up there as well. And you can't see it, but I promise you that it will look cool. And I'm hoping that you can see that and use that as a general example of how I have previously proven myself to be able to build. Because at the minute, if I was just building this by itself, you could go, oh wow, catfish, that sounds a bit rubbish. You don't sound like that much of a competent builder. But I promise you, this will look good. And it will be based, once again, upon Olympus, Mount Olympus from Greek mythology. How's the pandemic gone? That's been quite fun. At the minute, there was the storming of the Capitol building in America, which was pretty crazy to watch. There's been obviously the pandemic. That's been no fun. There's been all sorts of good stuff going on, which has been really interesting in a lot of different ways, in a lot of good and a lot of bad different ways. I can't exactly specify how it's been good, but I'm sure someone out there somewhere will be able to say how it's been good. You know, people have gotten pets, people have made new friends, people have, cut people out of their lives that might have been bad. And, there is always a silver lining to find in these situations. Yes, there's been a lot of bad. I've had my fair share of not fun stuff during the pandemic, but just keep trying to be positive, keep moving forward, keep looking ahead, keep thinking to yourself, what can I do tomorrow? I love going to the gym, for example, and obviously at the minute all the gyms in the UK are shut because we've gone back into a national lockdown again. That's not been fun, but once again, you've got to try and look for the positives, and it can be really, really difficult, but you've got to try, otherwise you can just sit there and you can just mope about and it's just going to end badly and you're just going to keep feeling bad. And I can tell you from experience that just sitting there feeling sorry for yourself just doesn't get you anything. You don't get any better for it, you don't improve on anything, nothing changes any quicker than if you'd gotten up and done something. If you're feeling like you can't do anything, try something, read a book, I know it sounds silly, but the smallest things can have the biggest impacts. Every small thing you do adds up. And let's see, so I'm feeling that these areas here are going to be thicker, so I'm going to make them 3 blocks thick, there we go, took me a couple attempts to say, but yeah, these are going to be 3 blocks thick. It just feels like a bit of a tongue twister, that one. 3 blocks thick. It's because it's got the L in there as well. It catches me off guard. Right. I'm then going to come across again. Now, do I make this red? No. But I know that this area above it, I think I might make red. Not that I might, it's that I will be making it red. I might make this video last about half an hour. Just because I don't know how long people would be willing to listen to me talking. I might just go for an hour, I don't know, it depends on everything really. I've got no issues talking like this for an hour, I can talk rubbish to myself for an hour. I do it all the time anyway, so I may as well do it in a fun YouTube setting. Right, so above, here is what's going to happen. So, it goes up. But then I'm going to make it so that it actually goes... Oh, it's just a tiny bit too small. There we go. Let's make it that tiny bit bigger. I'm probably going to end up actually getting rid of some of the blocks that are in the way now. But you'll see why in just a minute. Then it goes 2. Then it goes up here. Right, so I'm going to quickly come in here. So right, let's just go 4, because that's what's going to happen. 4, 4, 4, 4. Then there's 2. And there. Right, and then this will come up. However, the big thing that changes here is, obviously, it does go up, up. So up, up. Sorry, up, up. Seems silly. But then it does go up, up, like that. Then you bring it across. So everything that I'm building, I'd want basically to be anything that has an access point. So for example, this building here, I want people to be able to go all the way to the top there. So therefore, I've built stairs and an elevator being able to get up. There's that big Star Destroyer that's hidden behind it. And to be quite frank, I don't want people to go inside of that because there's nothing in there. And what would be the point of people going in there just to find nothing? So therefore, this build here is an example of a build that will be accessible. You know, people will be able to get inside. And that's kind of why. You know, I want people to be able to get inside of it. You know, if I didn't want people inside, obviously, I'd make it so it's inaccessible. But the big thing with these maps is I want them to be accessible by air. You know, I want you to be able to basically look at them whilst walking about. So, I didn't mean to say accessible by air. I meant to say that you can basically walk about. You know, I want you to basically, even if it is a bit of a long sprint, you know, this is me sprinting apparently, but it's very easy to forget the scale of these things when you're flying about. You know, for me flying about, it's just me getting about. But if you're exploring this map, I want you to basically be walking about because you get that proper sense of how big these things actually are. You know, because this is not a small, easy build. This is not something I just woke up this morning and said, oh yeah, it's going to be easy, that one. I thought to myself, oh god, it's going to take a while, but it's going to be something that is worth it in the end. So as you can see, it's left a space of 5 there. And then this is going to be the first technical pillars. Technically. Although actually, no, I'm going to go back a block. Yeah, that's better. And then what I'm going to do is add a stair to denote the fact it's a pillar. Do I do one at the bottom? No, I'm not going to do one at the bottom. I'm just going to leave it at the top. God, let's see, that goes there. Oh. I have recently obviously been using my laptop more, and I've been playing Star Wars The Old Republic, and oh my god, I have absolutely loved it. And I'd never played it before, so it's only within the last 2 weeks I've been able to play it. And the character I've got is a Sith Juggernaut, and it has been so fun to play. Like, I didn't realise... I like Star Wars, and I love Star Wars, and I even have Knights of the Republic, Old Republic, on this console, but I didn't realise how fun and how well kept, like, that game, I don't know how old, it's like 10, it came out in like 2011 or something, it's like nearly 10 years old or something like that, and it still looks like it came out within the last few years. Like, it doesn't look or feel like an old game. Like, as far as a game goes, like, it still functions really well, and, you know, for a game of that age, you think to yourself, oh, but Catfish, that surely shouldn't happen. I don't know how it happens, but it has happened really well. It looks fantastic, you know, and it's been, as I say, a real pleasure to play. I've recently gotten my own spaceship, which is the Sith Infiltrator, which is, I know it's called an Infiltrator, but it's really massive. Like, it's, or is it an Intercept? I don't know, but it's massive. And it's obviously my own little spaceship, and that's really cool. I also love collecting Lego, and so one of the sets I did get, I think one of my first eBay sets I ever bought was the Sith Infiltrator, which was the big, not Sith Infiltrator. It must be like a Sith Interceptor, because there's a Sith Infiltrator is the Darth Maul ship. But basically that was one of the first ships I did ever buy it on eBay, and when I bought it, it was like, wow. Because it's not much movement with the little wing things, but you can tell that Lego knew what they were doing when they built it. You know, they put it together properly. Obviously, Lego, you know, this is a company, they're meant to be able to do this kind of thing, but wow, it looks great. But having done that has also inspired me a bit with actually building an interior for the palace over there. That one, just in case you forgot. And it's basically inspired that because the way that they've done the interiors is you can't access most of it, but you can still access some, and those areas you can access clearly show attention and love has been given to it, which is really cool. Now, in a lot of cases, what I would do in a space like this is just fill it, and to be quite frank, in some future videos I might just start doing /fill commands. If I do start doing that, obviously that will be stuff that I do show you how and what I'm doing as well. But we will see what happens. Other recent news as well. This is as much for my future interest as yours, but apparently there's been all the rumours about Kanye West and Jeffree Star. They've been a lot of funny memes. But Jeffree Star has come out and said no, that didn't happen. So there's that. That's an interesting little divorce story there, I suppose. Tell the kids. Yeah, Minecraft. I don't know if Minecraft's having any updates at any point, because back when I was a kid, it felt like Minecraft had an update every couple of weeks. You know, every couple of months, it felt like there was a new Minecraft update coming out, and I kind of missed that. You know, where's the new updates? You know, we've as a fan base been waiting for ages. I mean, to be fair, no, I take that back. There is the new Neveror and all this new Never stuff. To be fair, no, I completely take that back. I just haven't noticed. I have realised that I didn't realise. Oh my god. I started playing Minecraft back when it came out, and I have been a creative builder on it ever since creative mode came out. And one of the big things that has stuck with me is I like to use old blocks. So for example, when Red Sandstone came out, I didn't use it for absolutely ages because I just didn't know what I was doing with it. But then as soon as I've started being able to use it, I have actually been really using it, as this build, for example, can show. But one of the first times that ever happened was with coloured glass. So with the old Xbox 360 edition, we didn't have any coloured glass back in the day. So we did used to have to use ice. And ice is an interesting block because you can't have any light sources near it, otherwise it melts. And so light sources melt ice blocks. There's a new meme for you. But no, it's ice blocks, really fun, really good looking building material, but the problem is obviously it melts. So I used to have an old city map which I've had, I don't know if I've had people tour it before. I feel that somebody did tour my very old map because they must have done. No, I've toured it, that's right. In my old videos you'll see basically my skyscraper, and also there is ones I'm linked in, yeah. But you'll see that there is this gigantic ice building that's sandstone ice, and it's a bit of a oval shape, and it was a fantastic build and I absolutely loved making it. However, the problem that occurred was I let people build on that map for a while, and the big problem that happened there was somebody decided that they're going to put lava all over it. And for whatever reason, that lava actually ended up lagging out my world. And that caused me to not be able to actually play on that map for ages, which basically led to me giving up on Minecraft for a while because I couldn't do it. You know, it's not that I didn't want to, it's just if you've put that much effort into a map and then someone comes in and just basically destroys it whilst you're away, yeah, it was pretty heartbreaking. But that was years and years ago. I've had lots of other little projects and things like that. This map is my culmination map, so this was and is the first time I've ever swapped from Minecraft Xbox One Edition to Minecraft Bedrock Edition. And the only reason I swapped over was because I had a friend, Snoop Dogg, on Xbox, and I think his name is Hello There Minecraft on Instagram. He basically was talking to me about, I don't know how we ended up meeting, but it was a really nice meeting, and he's just a really great guy. He's really into his Star Wars builds, and he does fantastic builds, and he convinced me to come across. And the big thing that finally got me to cross across properly was the /fill, copy, and paste commands, and also structure blocks. Oh my god, they're so useful. This block here is incredible. I can have a single Star Destroyer built and then rebuilt 15 times within the space of 2 hours. Obviously, actually first building the Star Destroyer takes some time, but as soon as it's built, I can have an army of them within the space of seconds. And that's great. And then also there's the /fill command, and then you can replace block colors. So the first ever Star Destroyer I built on this map, which I built back on the Xbox One edition, was a big red Star Destroyer. And it was a fantastic build, but it was red. Now, originally I wasn't able to colour swap it, and if I tried to colour swap it, it would have meant actually going through and block by block placing each and every colour. And that just didn't sound like a good time. But using the copy paste tool, all of a sudden that went down from being impossible to actually really doable. And yeah, red terracotta there. Now I'm wondering, should I add more red terracotta yet, or should I leave that up above? Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to add it right here. So I'm going to make this 5 tool. Yeah, 4, 5. Yeah, because then that gives me 3 blocks of space in between. Yeah, okay. Right. Sorry, thinking out loud. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to have a pattern type thing here, just to give it that kind of feeling of, well, just it makes it look prettier. I'm not an architecture student or anything like that. I just really enjoy how Minecraft works, and I absolutely love skyscrapers. In the future, I could do a couple of tutorials on skyscrapers, because I have built absolutely loads in my time on this game. It's not even funny how many I've built, I'll be honest with you. I've got my very first, once again, check out some of my old videos. I keep shamelessly linking, but at the minute, I'm a very small channel, so the more people check out my videos, obviously the more views I get, the more likely my videos are to spread and people are to see them. I'm going to do this here, then 1, 2, 3, and then up and down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, then across, and then 1, 2, up. Then that's going to be that pattern. So I'm going to quickly mirror that on the other side. Hopefully I remember. So 1, 2, up, and then up. 1, 2, 3. Then up, and then down as well. Up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up there. And then it comes across 3. So 5, 3, 1. Let's see. So 5, 2, 3, and 1. So there's that. Have I done that wrong? Yes, I have. However, I'm going to leave it for the minute, and no, I'm not. I'm going to do back. Cool. I've realised what I'm trying to do is have it be indented slightly, so it just brings out more shape. Because that was a big thing I learned on the palace build over there, was that having that slight indentation actually adds more. It just adds more to the build. It's that curve. It just adds that slight more visual interest of like, ooh, what's that, and stuff like that. Hence the reason why also adding shapes and designs like what I've currently done are for as well. It just adds more to the build. It just makes it look prettier. And to be quite frank, if this build comes out the way I'm hoping it will look, it will probably end up blowing the palace build out of the water with how it actually ends up finished looking, which I think would be great. Just trying to get it in there. I'm not sure with this map whether or not to add any kind of roads, because as I say, the idea will generally be not to have roads, but have more of this kind of cobblestone look. But I don't know if cobblestone's the right look. But I don't know whether to use sand or any kind of sandstone or anything like that, because I just feel that also isn't the right look. So I'm not too sure what the floor should be made out of. But we're going to keep going, we're going to keep trying stuff out, and we're going to see where it takes us. Right, this then will come across just as kind of roof. That's a bit of a placeholder roof. I'm not really too sure what's actually going to happen there. Another couple of things that are going to happen is obviously I'm going to need to bring in stairs so people can get in and up. 3, down. You know what, I'm going to go down all the way and have a stead. There we go. And you know what, that's just going to be that. Right, so 3 across from there. 3, 1, 2, 3, down, down, Z. Right, and then the last part is I'm going to make sure it's actually just above here. Here, and then up here, and up here. Perfect. You know what, actually? Yeah, that's perfect. And then I'm just going to fill in the rest with sandstone, or the red sandstone, just because it adds more to the shape, and also because I like red sandstone. I like these colours, they kind of match nicely. I might have other colours built into other builds on this map, but for the minute it feels like having red cut sandstone is the correct way forward and what I should be doing with this map. Cut it in. I'm going to try and have this series be a normal time collection of me just filling in what I'm doing, getting this all done. I might just talk about random things going on in my life, might talk about yours, that kind of thing. Just try and have it be interesting while also remaining a part of what I am trying to get across. Right, so that is that section. So then what will happen is it will go back quite a fair amount and it will go into these gigantic pillar type things, similar to what's up there. And to be quite frank, I might actually use the same pillar design I've got there on these areas. It probably isn't enough area, but I'll just leave it there for the minute. Come on. This comes across. Yeah, I'm currently doing a nutrition course. That's been quite fun at university. Obviously, with the pandemic stuff, I've not actually been able to go to university, which has really sucked. I'm in my 2nd year. That's been quite cool so far. I was meant to actually be studying abroad, so technically I shouldn't even be in this country, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Let's see. So then, trying to just think about how this will click. Okay, so these will then go back, obviously, as well. I don't know whether to make this 2 layers of stuff here, or unless I make it so that the bottom is a protected block. The more I say it, the more I like it, yeah. So then down the bottom, it's going to have an area just around the sides, but I'll get there when I get there. I don't want to think too much about this other stuff, but I need to just get the general shape in. See, so then this comes back as well. So those big pillars, they will be the thing that actually allows it to go across. Right. I think the pillars I will take back. I'm going to take it back another 10 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to come across this way. Do another 10. Now, these pillars are going to be quite big, and there's only going to be 5 of them, just because. But the thing is, I don't know if that size is a fair enough size. I think that might be too big, but then that means that size down there is too small, possibly. I know the actual height of the pillars is probably right, but I like how thick they are. That's the thing, is the thickness of these pillars is probably correct. if it's 3x3, it just feels like it might be that tiny bit too short and too small. However, what we can do is just try it. You know, that's a big part of this build, is obviously just trying it. You know, why not just give it a go? So, 1, 2, 3 by 3. Yeah, as I say, the worst that can happen is I need to just rebuild it slightly and just make it slightly wider, which wouldn't be fun, but it would be something that can be done and wouldn't be too much of an issue, to be honest. Sorry, did I do that? Yes, I did do that correctly. Cool. Then this is here, and then right, let's quickly go down to the middle again. There's the middle there. Then this comes across. I am just going to put this here as a general reminder that this is the middle. See, right, this all comes across. Come on. Here, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1 back. Okay, right, and then it will come with a middle bit. However, on the image I'm using as reference, this pillar is a bit more like this. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, that's way too close to the other one. I'm going to bring it across here. Hold on, let's have a look from a distance. Yeah, I'm going to take it across 2. Not the full 3, but not the full 2. That's still not good enough. It needs to be 1 more across, 2 more across. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, this comes in here, then it goes up here, and that is... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It needs to be 8, yeah, 8 and 10, that's fine. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. This comes in. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's perfect. Right. So then this, I'm going to make the pillars the same height as that, just because I like the size of how many spaces that is. And then actually, I'm just going to go straight ahead and put the next pillars 10 blocks away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then it goes 1, 2, 3. And then the space behind it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then it goes up. And then this is going to be the actual building up here. Now, as you can see, you cannot actually see the palace, which I think is one of the most annoying parts of this version of Minecraft, is how low the render distance is. I want to be able to be stood right here and be able to see the entirety of that. And because of the weird way it renders, because I'm on console, it only seems to allow me to render up to 14 chunks, which I don't think is enough. I think it needs to be at least, you know, I see on some laptop, computer, whatever they are, PC versions, they seem to get the render distance up to like 30 or 40 chunks, and I get it. Maybe the Xbox doesn't have as much kick and as much ability as the PC does, but I mean, come on, give me a chance, please. You know, I want to be able to see some things I've built. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's probably going to be the big majority of what you're going to hear with these videos, is me just counting partially in my head, partially out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. That is actually perfect. Right, so here's what you're going to get an idea of in your head. So these big pillars are going to go up a fair amount, and then it's going to have the curved roof, similar to that stuff there. And then it's going to have behind it a big dome type thing. And I think for the minute, I'm not going to call it quits. We're not quite at the stage of making a gigantic golden dome just yet. So there's no rush just yet with this kind of thing. and obviously I've still not actually gone outwards yet, but as a general starting point, I am very pleased with what I've done so far. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. Obviously it's quite a long one, and to be quite frank, you know, if you've not watched it all, I don't blame you. You know, if you could watch it all, that'd be fantastic. But once again, I'm nobody to judge. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're excited for what's to come, because to be quite frank, I am very excited for what's to come. So yeah, thank you.